I'm Pete, how's it going?
Good, I'm Harshit. Really nice meeting you and listening to all the stuff.
Yeah, I saw your talk yesterday.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts about redesigning growth, Picnic Brazil?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, from my perspective, the things that I work with is mostly art and technology, and these days a lot about artificial intelligence. And I think that, like, one of the things that's key to me is how people look at these things, look at these technologies. So a lot of, there's a lot of fear sometimes that the media or people try to portray through stuff, especially like artificial intelligence. I think for something that needs to redefine growth and redesign it, the way that researchers talk about it is super important. So you make tools where people can engage with that on their own level and stuff like that.
Is it actually intelligence, artificial intelligence, or is it more of a...
I mean, to some extent, yeah, actually, yeah, because the thing is, like, no one's cracked intelligence till now, right?
Not even humans, right?
Not even humans. Like we don't understand intelligence, and most of the AI work started out to try and understand the brain better, right? So we still don't know what intelligence is essentially, but from what we know, we're on the right track to getting there. So yeah, you can call these technologies intelligence because it might be finite at the end of the day. Yeah.
Well, that's a nice thing, isn't it? I don't know what you think, but you're working with the Hello Tomorrow people, aren't you, right now? You've been here for 2 weeks.
I've been here for 2 weeks, and yeah, I already talked to you, for example. So I'm trying to like come up and meet musicians and stuff. And there's been few people who've contacted me, talked to me. So I'm looking forward to those collaborations.
I write music too.
You write music
Yeah.
too? Wow.
On the ukulele.
That's wonderful.
We work together, see?
I'm trying to
Works out
build
well.
music through an AI, basically.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah.
You know, my friend did that.
Yeah.
And he did a master's on it. So, like, I am a scientist, so I sent my data to him.
Okay.
And it was really basic data. It was just, like, some treatments and stuff and different
Notes
metal
and stuff.
concentrations.
Yeah.
But then he made it into this, like,
Yeah.
crazy computer music.
Yeah.
Which is really weird. It was like,
Wow.
but yeah.
Yeah, all these frequencies.
That's what you can
We
discover,
should talk more about that. So how's it been for you with all your like stuff around alternate living, eating and stuff like
Alternate
that?
food,
What's,
yeah. Well, it's been a really good environment because, like, I mean, I'm looking at eating insects as an
Right.
alternative to eating beef. Because if you're looking at growth, right,
Right.
then our meat industry is growing and growing and growing and growing. But our planet is only this big. Well, it's bigger than that, but you know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
finite, right?
Yeah.
We've already got too many cows on the planet, too many sheep,
Yeah.
too many pigs, and people are eating a lot of that. In Brazil, it's the home of beef.
Right.
But we're looking at, rather than growing and growing and growing, just I want to diversify. So
Yeah.
we've got an abundance of insects all around the world.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like, hey, you know, one way to get into that is design, right?
That's
If you can
true.
better design things, you can better design AI, you can better design food.
That's
So we
true.
can better design insects.
Is there like pushback that happens? Like, do people like, because it's more like a long term thing, right? People probably like a lot with climate change as well. People don't like, why should I do that? Like, why should I go for it? And especially because it's happening here in Brazil, which you said is like the place for beef or whatever. So, do you think how's the community responded here? Like, do you think it's
It's a good question.
something that could trickle down eventually?
Well, to be fair, yeah, a lot of people have sort of been like, yeah, but I really like eating meat.
Yeah, that's
So what I was saying, it's not about like just completely stopping to eat meat
That's
completely.
true. That's
But when you look at that in timescales and stuff, like if you look at like sushi production or like sushi, 25 years ago that wasn't really a popular thing to do, and now within 25 years, all over the world people are eating sushi.
That's true.
And if I was flying over Brazil in an aeroplane and you can see the deforestation,
Yeah.
you can see it with your own eyes, right? So like it's not something that's like happening in the future; it's happening now. So if you can give people that actually the cold hard facts,
Yeah.
and then convince enough people that making a change is a good thing, then it can happen quickly. If you look at like Santiago, one of like the most up and coming cities in Brazil, right? 10 years ago, it was like wasn't. I mean, there was like I was chatting to Theo, and it was just like there was like one major restaurant, and there was like one kind of minor highway and stuff. But it took 3 hours to get from the airport to the city centre. And now Santiago is this massive, cool city with like the biggest building in Latin America and stuff, and it's getting like international flights going straight to it. So yeah, you can change things in a very short space of time if you just think about it properly.
Yeah.
Maybe applying artificial intelligence to it.
That's true. I'm sure like there's like big data and stuff can play a lot of role in these things to figure out patterns that that emerge from it. I don't know, like gene technology and stuff like that. Creating insects that are more tasty, for example. I
Yeah,
don't know.
good one. Imagine if
like,
you could. I've got a dream about that.
Yeah.
So we had a biohacking workshop,
Uh-huh.
and we got kids to think about if they could biohack their dream organism, what would it be? And my example is always a prawn locust, so like a grasshopper, which is like as succulent as a shrimp. Imagine the prawn locust.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Or the worm cow. One kid actually came up with this amazing thing. This kid, he designed this worm cow. So it was a worm which had like a load of udders, and so you could milk the worm. That was really, and also a chicken lizard centipede. So it'd be really long, and the centipede would have loads. Obviously, this is a stupid idea, but a great idea. And it had like lots of legs, and obviously the legs were chicken legs. And but it was also part lizard, so you took a chicken leg off the centipede, and then it would regenerate the leg.
Wow, there's a lot of room
that's
for
never gonna
creativity
happen,
there.
but
And I guess kids are probably the best ones to go for this.
Yeah.